The first thing that you're going to need to do before you start embroidering on your Brother SE625 is load up the hoop. Now when you get the machine out of the box, you'll find that the hoop comes in two parts, and there's also this little plastic template, and I'll show you how to use that in a little while. But first of all, we're going to concentrate on the hoop. It's got an outside hoop and an inside. Whenever you want to embroider on an embroidery machine, it's always best to use stabilizer. This particular stabilizer is just stitch and tear, and what I do is I'll put that inside the outer hoop. Whatever fabric you want to embroider, you put that over the top. You grab the inner hoop. There's a little arrow at the top of the inner hoop which matches the little arrow on top of the outer hoop. So obviously you need to line those up together, making sure that this arrow is at the top. I'm going to just push the inner hoop inside the outer hoop. Like so, and then it's just a case of just pull the fabric a little bit like that, and you keep doing that until it's taut. It should feel or sound a bit like a drum, and you'll see that it looks flat on the back too. When you're happy that that is taut and it's stretched out as far as it can be, tighten this little screw to hold it all together. If you've got a garment and you want the embroidery to be in a particular place on that garment, if you put a little mark on the fabric and put it on top of the outer hoop, we've got the stabilizer there already, the arrow is at the top. Using the template, you can work out where you need to put the hoop to get your design in the right spot. Now you'll notice that my little X is a little off center here, so what I'm going to need to do is take out the inner hoop and just move the fabric a little bit. And what I'm doing is I'm lining that little X up with this little dot in the middle, and you keep doing that until you're happy that that mark is in the center of your hoop. And by doing that, you can make sure that when you do the embroidery design, it's going to be central in that area. Obviously you take the plastic bit off before you start embroidering because you can't embroider through that. Okay, the next thing to do is make sure that the embroidery unit is attached to the machine, and you just slot it into place like that. At the moment this machine has got the wrong foot, and what you need to change it into, this foot is the embroidery foot, also known as a free motion quilting foot or a darning foot, and it's the foot that has a spring in it. There it is. And what happens is, as the machine's stitching along, that spring allows the foot to bounce up and down, and that's particularly important when you're doing things like free motion quilting or darning or embroidery, because all of those techniques require the fabric to move freely, and that bounce allows the foot to glide just that little bit easier. Now usually with sewing machine feet on modern machines like this one, all you need to do is there's a little lever right at the very back of the presser foot adapter, and you just push it and the foot will just come straight off. But because we want to change it to this foot, what we need to do is we need to get rid of this and the adapter, and for that you're going to need the screwdriver that came with the machine. And what we're going to do is we're going to undo that nut right there, also known as the thumb screw. And as you can see, when you undo that, this whole section just slides straight off, and there you've got the presser foot bar with nothing attached. Now what we're going to need to do is put this foot on, and you'll see that's the sewing area, and it's got like an attachment right here, and there's a little bar just at the top. You need to line this connection point up with the connection hole on the presser bar, and this little finger that's sticking out here, oops, needs to go over the top of the needle bar, and then it's just a case of putting the screw back in, and then you tighten it up with your screwdriver. Now there you go. There's the sewing foot attached to the machine, and you'll notice that when the presser foot is down, that little finger just rests on top of that needle clamp. The next thing that you're going to want to make sure that you've got an embroidery needle, or if you've used this machine for a different project before, that you put a brand new needle in there. And to change the needle on this machine, it's a simple case of undoing the needle clamp and just dropping it out. To replace the needle, pay attention to what the top of the needle looks like. You've got a flat side and you've got a rounded side. That flat side wants to face the back of the machine. So turn it so that the rounded side is facing towards you. Put the sharp end of the needle through the sewing machine foot, okay, and then you should find that the top end of the needle will go straight up into the needle clamp area. So push it as far as it will go and then tighten the needle clamp. And then using your screwdriver, just give that a little extra turn to make sure that that needle isn't going to come out. Next thing you want to do is grab your prepared hoop and actually pop it on the machine. Now to do that, what you're going to want to do is slide the hoop underneath the foot, making sure to get the spare bit of fabric out of the way, and then you'll see that there's a connection. Make sure the fabric's out of the way. Line up these two little studs with these notches on the machine, and then you just push that and click it into place. And to remove it, all you do is you just push that backwards and lift it. Okay, and then straighten your fabric out. The hoop's attached, the needle's threaded. Now all we need to do is turn on the machine. Click the menu button, you'll get the message to say that the carriage is going to move into position. Click OK, keep your fingers out of the way. Select the design that you want to do. If you don't want to change it, just set, edit end, embroidery. And now we're ready to go. So just put the foot down and click green for go. As you're working on the design, every so often just hit stop, give that a little tweak just to make sure that it's still tight enough and that needle isn't going to fall out. I hope you liked today's video, and I hope it's helped you get up and running with your Brother SE625. If you did like the video, give it a thumbs up. Why not go and check out some of the other videos that I've got on the channel using the links coming up on the screen any minute now, or the ones I'll put in the description box for you. You could also become a member of the channel, receive extra perks like early access to my long form videos. You can also support the channel by subscribing and clicking the little notification bell so that YouTube can let you know when I upload another video. Whichever video you do go and check out next, hope to see you back here for the next one. And in the meantime, whatever you're sewing it with. Embrace your creativity and have fun. Thank you ever so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye for now.